For Joseph to do what he could do, he needed to have the king's ear. So we can't be in a position where no king can listen to us.
Wow.
We must understand we have to be positioned in a place of influence to determine how agricultural policies will be set.
Correct.
To determine how entertainment policies will be set. We must have our people in positions of power,
Wow.
in positions of influence. So that we're not just trying to be wise in a building on a Sunday morning. We actually have people that have been equipped. The saints have been equipped for the works of ministry.
Wow.
It's the people that have to be positioned. Daniel was not a pastor, and neither was Joseph.
Reverend, a lot of people writing, a lot of people on Facebook, a lot of people just tweeting saying, this is the time I'm losing my work. This is the time I'm losing my job. What should I do?
It is a true crisis. I mean, there's no doubt. You know, the Bible doesn't tell us to call those things which are as though they are not. It says, call those things which are not
As though
they are. But this is here.
Yeah.
We have a pandemic.
Yes.
It is here. So let's not pretend it's not
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Let's not pretend people are not going to lose their jobs. Like I said, there'll be a global economic shaking, which means we could end up seeing a lot of people without work.
Yes.
And we haven't prepared ourselves. And I'll be honest, even as churches,
Yes. Yes.
churches are not prepared for this kind of pandemic, where we don't have food stored.
Yeah.
Even if we did, maybe we can feed members for a month.
Yes.
And after that, so we must go back to the words of Christ, where he says, don't store your treasure where moth and rust destroy.
Yes.
But store it in a place that cannot be touched. So this place where he is seated is an investment. The wisdom God has given us is to be able to understand these are different days.
Yes.
So we must come back, Pastor Don, and create significant ecosystems that allow us to take care of the community.
Yes. Yes.
Because without a doubt, what we considered as a job market is going to change. Now remember, this is just one sickness. In the time of Egypt, there are 10 different plagues that came upon the land.
Absolutely.
We're just on number 1 with a
Wow.
few locusts.
Wow.
And I don't mean to undermine the locust plague, but the locusts plus corona are enough to shake any nation to its knees.
Yes.
And so we must trust in the Bible when the children of Israel were completely surrounded and there was no food, people were eating their own children. That's how bad it got.
Wow.
That we say we'll eat your child today and tomorrow we'll eat mine.
Wow.
That's how bad it got. People were buying duck, not duck, but dung to eat.
Yes. Yes.
So it's not the first time for the world to go through a calamity,
Yes.
but a man of God met with the king. When you have a word, kings will listen to you.
Wow.
In a time of crisis.
So it takes a man.
It takes a man.
It takes a man.
And so he came and gave the strategy that tomorrow by this time, this story will change.
Wow.
And how it was going to happen was a question of people having faith. And so what we must understand is, as this shaking is happening,
Yes.
may God start to raise men
Wow.
across the world that can speak into the king's ear and say, you are the king of Egypt, but this is what's coming ahead.
Wow.
And this is how we are going to stop it from happening. When I talk about the light of the children of the kingdom, this is it. That we will have secrets that others don't have.
Wow.
So people are going to lose jobs. I'm telling you right now, it's already happening.
Yes.
People are going to lose their pay. Companies are going to downsize.
Businesses, yeah.
Companies are selfish by nature.
Yes.
They're selfish in that they go into what you call self-preservation.
Yes.
So immediately what's happened now across the world, everything's going into self-preservation. By the way, all these global organizations that you hear of that are headquartered from the West, look at what's happened now. The moment there's a global crisis, everybody looks inward. Says, no, don't give any more aid there. Don't do that there. We are now taking care of our people. So the world and organizations are self-preserving by nature. And we need to understand, if we don't figure out what to do for ourselves,
Yes.
nobody cares. They're
Yes.
first going to take care of themselves
Yes.
and then have to come for you after that.
So the
that's
world is
what-
selfish.
So the world it's self-preserving.
Okay.
Self-preserving. That's why if we have a leakage in our borders, we want to protect them because we're
Yes.
like, what will our children do?
Yes.
America wants to protect its borders. What will their children's children do? Because what we have is a land.
Yes.
So it's self-preserving by nature. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But because of that, where we had extra supplies will diminish.
Yes.
And so people need to get ready and prepare ourselves for a potential global economic crisis. Because that's the shaking of what has come now. Things are going to shift spiritually and physically. And we have to be ready to ask ourselves, what will our young people eat? What will families do? What will a man who was employed yesterday do tomorrow? Because there's no more income, yet the way of life seems to be continued. So people have to change their way of life. Things have to shift, without a doubt. And God's going to give us wisdom.
Amen. May we receive that wisdom in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.